Right, so follow in my instruction, right? Right, so sit straight, right? Everybody, those online students also, sit straight, relax your body and mind, and slowly breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you breathing in and breathing out, notice if there's any tension in the body. So tell yourself, your body and mind, to relax, relax and relax. Slowly breathing in and breathing out. Take deep breath and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. So relax your mind and body. Now, when you are doing the Vipassana, you need to find, we call it primary objects, main object. That is either breathing meditation, notice the breathing in, breathing out, and under the nostril, around the nostril, or at the abdomen, rising, falling. Because when you breathe in, abdomen will rise, and breathe out, abdomen will fall. So either at the nostril or at the abdomen, whichever you like. So notice the breathing in, breathing out. Keep it natural. But if you find that your mind has, your body and mind has too much tension, you can make it slower. Right? Take a deep breath. If the breath is not obvious, you can choose another primary object. That's the body posture. Notice the body sitting. Like when you sit, you can feel the stiffness of the spine at the back area. So we notice at the body sitting. Another posture is another one is the bottom touching the cushion or the chair. So you cannot as a touching. So you can note the body sitting, touching, sitting and touching. So either one, not the body sitting and touching, or not the breathing in and breathing out. So we just do this primary object, ignore the pain, itch, any other feeling, ignore all the wandering thoughts, whatever. Just put the mind on primary object, these two, either breathing in, sitting out, or either sitting or touching. So we just practice 10 minutes like this, tie the mind to the primary object. So we can begin now. Okay, so how you feel? Sleepy. Yeah, it's very natural to feel sleepy because some of you, I think today is a Sunday, but you're all busy the whole day. So come to here is, especially when you close the eyes, it's like sleepy time. Okay. So after you feel sleepy, how do you contemplate the sleepiness? It's under which part? make it bigger so you all can see. Sleepiness is under mind, contracted mind. The mind is contracted, means become small, right? So the mind feels sleepy, sleepy, sleepy. So how do you note the sleepy mind? You just note it, If the sleepy mind is a little bit, you not, because noting mind is active mind. Active mind will conquer the lazy mind. Actually, we call it sleepy mind is a lazy mind. The mind refuses to do work. So you make effort and it will disappear. Okay, that's one way to conquer the sleepy mind. So what if you not, you also fall asleep? Okay? Either you totally sleep, but here cannot sleep, right? So what can you do is, in intensive meditation, we change the posture to walking meditation, right? How many of you know done walking meditation before? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you never do any walking meditation before? Oh, yeah. The newcomer always like to sit at the back, right? Why? So the teacher don't call their name or don't remember their face, right? Okay, yeah, it's a very naturally. Now, why do you do walking meditation? There are few reasons. Okay, I'm not sure whether I write here or not. You can write down sitting and lying down meditation. How many meditation we have? Sitting, walking, standing, lying down. So sitting and lying down conducive to concentration. Alright, sitting and lying down conducive to concentration. Walking and standing conducive to effort. So if you walk or if you stand, your mind become more energetic. So it will conquer the sleepiness. So try to stand up or try to walk. Do you fall asleep on walking? It's actually quite impossible. Because the effort, you need to keep the eyes open, need to walk, look at here, look at there. So you cannot feel sleepy when you're walking, unless you're very tired. When you are standing, can you fall asleep? Also very not easy, right? Yeah. Unless you got medical reason. If you have no medical problem, you cannot fall asleep. So what you do is, we do standing meditation. So everybody, you all can stand up now, all right?
Please stand up.
Okay, standing up. Okay, now, how do you do standing meditation? First, all right, make sure you stand comfortably, keep the feet a little bit apart, okay? You can put the hand in front if you like, or put at the back, up to you, right? Or you can put sideways, up to yours, right? You can open your eyes if you like, or if you're very sleepy, of course, open eyes is best. Because if you close your eyes, you want to sleep again. I think you all sleep just now. Okay, so open the eye and open it and keep the eyes downcast, look down. Alright, now just first observe the body standing. Alright, so try to the mind observe the body standing. So you can make a mental note as standing, standing, standing. Now, what is the meaning of standing? The meaning of standing is the body feels straight, the mind observes the body straight, and the spine and the leg, you feel the feeling of the body, the feet is straight. Right? That's the first object. Second object is you feel the feet touching the floor. Okay? So when you feel the feet touching the floor, how do you feel? Hardness, yeah? The floor is hard and then the feet is soft. Okay, sometimes you feel that the ground is rough. Okay, yeah. There's some feeling of the touching. So we not a mental note as touching. So we make a mental note on standing and touching. Standing and touching. So it's very easy, just keep the mind on the body. So this is called grounding the mind. So make the note as standing, touching, standing, touching. So after a while, if you like to notice, you also notice that when you're breathing in, breathing out. When you breathe in, the air inside the body, sometimes you feel the body, upper part of the body becomes lighter. When you breathe out, when the air comes out, you notice that the body shrink down, it becomes a little bit heavier. So this is also 4 great elements. So breathe naturally. Just observe the body, the mind know the body. So this nama rupa, the mind know the body as standing. The mind observe the feet touching the ground as touching. So this is a primary object when you are doing the standing meditation. So not as standing, touching, standing, touching. You can open your eyes or close your eyes as you like, or put the hand in front of the back as you like. So keep the mind on this standing. So we practice for a few minutes.
No, Melissa，我只是有点生气，不是生气啦，就觉得这种人哦，就是人家要白呀嘛，所以。
Or sometimes you like to observe the breathing also. Because when you breathe in, breathe out, you can find the body change a little bit, be heavy or light. Sometimes when you breathe in, breathe out, you also can observe the abdomen moving in, moving out, right? So either you contemplate as a standing, touching, or not the breathing in, breathing out, as you like. So after you stand for some time, you notice you start to have aware of more feeling in the body, like you feel cold due to the aircon, right? So you can note the feeling, after not the good feeling or bad feeling, go back to primary object, there's a standing, touching, or the breathing. Or sometimes after you stand for a long time, you feel your leg become pain or stiff or heavy. So you can note this sensation, heaviness, stiff or pain or anything. Then go back to standing, touching, or the breathing. So after standing for some time, you notice the mind start to wander, whether planning, thinking, or thinking about this and that. So make a mental note of thinking, thinking, thinking. Then go back to the body, standing, the body, observe the body standing, the feet touching the ground, or observe the breathing. Always remember, any feeling or thoughts, after notice them, you must go back to your primary objects. Some of you might start to feel your body start to sway, right? Because when we breathe in, breathe out, the lightness of the body does change. But you don't follow the swing, right? Just maintain the straight position. Don't go sway too much the body. Go back to standing, touching, or observe the breathing. Okay. Now after standing for some time, we feel that we want to sit. Before sitting, note the intention in the mind. Want to sit, want to sit, want to sit. And slowly we sit down, go back to sitting now. So when you sit down, you observe the body, how the body feel. Is it heavier or is it lighter? Right. So we go back and sit for another 5 minutes, and before we go for Q&A. Okay, is it easy to practice? Very simple, right? So keep the mind on the body, then slowly move to the feeling, then slowly move to the mind, right? Okay, just now, what kind of feeling do you feel? What kind of feeling do you feel? Cold. Cold. So when you have the feeling of coldness, what happened to the mind? Like or don't like? Don't like it. Why your mind don't like it? You know? Why? Because it makes the body uncomfortable, right? So that's a natural reaction of the body. When you have feeling, then when it start to recognize it as bad feeling, then the mind will have evil or Just simply say aversion, doesn't like it. So you have to know all sort of feelings like this. And the moment you start to aware of it, you start to understand what is non-self. Things just happen by itself, you know. The feeling comes because of aircon. So after the feeling, then you had the thoughts, why the aircon is so cold, you know. Then after that, you might thinking, I should bring my sweater or whatever, you know. That's why all the ladies got sweater. Because you know the aircon is very good here. Alright? Then the step by step. Then you notice the mind. Then the mind may think about this, think about that, think about future, think about the past. So what happened when the mind think? Do you allow it? Do you follow it? And do you come back again to the body? Yeah, go back to body. Why? Because the body is the gross one, right? That's the reason of why in the Satipatthana, the Buddha start with the body, feeling, mind. So that's a systematic way of practice Vipassana. Because if not, you notice we have so many things, you know. You have to not the body, not the feeling, not the mind. It's like too many objects. That's why people say, I prefer to practice samatha, one object only. Either you know the breathing or you practice metta, only one. Some they say Vipassana is so confused. Actually, it's not confused. You just need to note one object at one time. When the body obvious, you note the body. When the feeling is obvious, you note the feeling, right? But after you note the feeling, you still have to come back to the body again. So when the mind become obvious, like wandering, thinking mind, you note it, make a mental note, acknowledge it, then you go back to the body. So this means that we use the word grounding the mind or tie the mind to the physical body, especially on breathing. The moment you know the breathing, you start to feel about anicca. Because one breathing come, disappear. Another breathing come, disappear. One breathing come, appear, then disappear. You start to think things happen by itself. You know, when we see the breathing, who is in control of the breathing? No, we don't control the breathing. It just come and go, come and go. Alright? So that's in sitting and standing. So standing, any problem? Any problem in standing? Now it's a Q&A time. You know, you can ask some questions. Any problem in sitting? Okay, now some of you prefer to sit on the floor, right? Or you prefer to sit on chair. Is there any guideline? Should you sit on the chair or sit on the floor? Sit on the chair, better. Why? More relaxed, yeah, it's true. And because I think even in now, in most of the Asian society, we don't sit on the floor anymore. Unless you go to Myanmar. Myanmar, all the meditation center, you sit on the ground, on the cushion, yeah, on the floor, all right? So for us, Malaysia, sit on the chair is okay. And when you sit on the chair, yes, if you can, you just lean a little bit, but don't lean too comfortable. Because sometimes you lean like this, those off. Okay, that's too comfortable. Yeah, I know we all are very tired. Yeah, but if you doze off, after that you feel recover, you should make some attempt to make sure at least your spine is straight. I see some of you like this, like this. You know, you getting become smaller and smaller. So that's a sign of a contracted mind. Not only you contract the mind, you contract the body because like this. Okay, all right. So keep the body straight. Make sure it's comfortable, not too comfortable. Too comfortable, you fall asleep, all right? And if you feel very sleepy, you feel maybe the energy is not enough, like I said just now, standing and walking conducive to energy. So you can stand up, you know, there's no harm, you know, stand up to do this standing meditation is actually much more good. Because first you notice that your breathing is much more comfortable, you know. You breathe in, breathe out. You notice the body, when you breathe in, breathe out, your body sometimes a little bit changed. When you take in, your body feel light. When you breathe out, the body feel heavy. That's the four great elements. And when you're standing, you don't fall asleep. It's difficult to fall asleep in standing, quite impossible. Alright, so compared to when you're sitting, when you sit for a long time, you notice you sleep already. Okay? So, okay, so this one. Now, feeling comes and go. So try to contemplate all the feeling as they really are, not to attach to good feeling, not to dislike bad feeling. Okay? Like just now, I noticed the aircon is very strong. So it's, where's the aircon? Yeah, it's on top. You feel the aircon is touching. Now, we don't have hair compared to you all. So you can feel the aircon really inside the head, it's cold. So my mind go to this part. Then cold, cold, cold. But when you note the coldness, you notice it just on the layer. It actually doesn't go inside the body. It's just on the layer. But you notice the mind start to complain. The mind says, why is it cold? Why is it cold? Why is it cold? Then at that time you go for the foundation of the mind. Alright? So all state of mind should not, whether good mind, bad mind, scattered mind, hateful mind, aversion mind. So you should note them. In this way, when you treat the mind as an object, the feeling as an object, you distance for itself. If you don't note it, you are taking it as my thoughts, my feeling. But when you're not the feeling, not the thoughts, not the mind, it appears just an object to the mind. That's how you distance from it. You're not bothered by greedy mind, hateful mind, sadful mind, and so on. Alright? So contemplation of mind is very important for worldly life, Okay. So I think we still have time. We finish at 9:45. Is that okay? Okay. Yeah. Or 9:30. 9:30 is a little bit short. Okay. Any questions? Any question want to ask? Anybody? Tomorrow we start to practice on walking meditation. So today we already do sitting and standing. Tomorrow when you all come, we go for walking meditation, right? So anything you want to ask on for those who are quite new? No question, right? Okay. Okay. Now, so if not, we just continue with some of the information here. Okay. Now, when you go back, how do you practice meditation? Right, Sam? You put the mind always on the body, observe the body, and you can do open awareness. Open awareness is aware of your mind. How does the mind respond to the object from outside? When you see something, how does it aware? How does it react to it? Right? So we call it natural awareness. So that means that the mind should know when you see something, when you hear something, when you see something, or when you hold something, how do your mind feel? Right? So it's like mind watching the mind. Sometimes we have the mind watching the mind. The earlier mind happened, watched by the another mind. Okay, mind watching the mind. So this is called natural awareness, not just in sitting, walking, or standing. You keep the mind all the time. When you practice longer and longer, your mindfulness becomes stronger. And that's help you from getting too much anger or too much desire. Right? Okay, now we talk about the first one. Kayanupassana. Kaya is body. Anupassana is contemplation, right? Start with the breathing, which is the Anapanasati. There's a most accessible anchor. We start with breathing because the breath, if you can control it, let's say if you are very anxious, you breathe in, breathe out, do a slow breathing, slow and deep breathing. It's actually helpful to make our mind happy. So then you will start to not walking, standing, sitting, lying down. When you are lying down, how do you practice meditation? So it's like just now you're lying down before you fall asleep. You notice the body lying, the head touching the pillow. So actually it's two objects. The body lying, the head touching the pillow. So two objects, lying, touching, right? So you keep the mindfulness there until you fall asleep. That's the best. Because when you sleep like this, you don't have thoughts. When you don't have thoughts, your mind go to the bhavanga, means the deep sleep easily. So if you are thinking too much, Then when you fall asleep, your mind still continue to think. So you don't sleep peaceful. Alright? So keep the mind calm down before. So this is called lying down meditation. Then after that, you start to aware when you are typing, your hand gesture, when eating, swallowing, and so on. Right? So yeah. And when you are anytime you can observe this one we talk in detail tomorrow, the four great elements. Okay, so now you can start aware of the 32 body parts, head, tail, nail, teeth, skin, feces, and so on. So 32 body parts you can find on internet. There are plenty of information there. Right? Feeling, observe the obvious feeling. Start from the obvious one, right? Pleasant, unpleasant. Because pleasant, unpleasant means good or bad. Good or bad feeling is very obvious, right? Then you progress to neutral feeling, means that neither good, neither bad. Physical feeling and worldly feeling is to do with like you see something, you hear something, we call it sixth sense, or we call it worldly feeling. Spiritual feeling is to do when you sit down for a long time, you get joy, happiness, concentration, tranquility. So this is called spiritual feeling. Or you are happy about Dharma, so we call it Dharma piti, right? Happiness on the Dharma. So this is called spiritual feeling. Physical feeling is anything to do with your body, we call it physical feeling. Mental feeling is anything to do with the mind. So you should observe anything. So all these are just theory. Whatever feeling you should observe it, like just now. Bad feeling like pain, itch, stiffness, too cold. So you should not the bad feeling. Good feeling like coolness, warmness, or joy or whatever. When you have joy, you also got joyful feeling. But joyful feeling also can be not as a mind. So observe any obvious mental states, desire, anger, hatred. Then the more subtle one, like laziness. Sometimes the mind is lazy. You don't know it because you feel lazy. Your mind is inactive, don't want to work. Right? So delusion. Delusion. What is delusion? When delusion come, you don't know the truth about anicca, dukkha, anatta, right? Impermanent suffering, non-self. Okay, now the last one is a Dhammanupassana, mental object. So you need to aware of hindrances. When we call it hindrances, because they hinder the progress of meditation. Alright? Sensual desire, evil, sloth and torpor means actually we call it sleepy mind, right? Restlessness and worry. This is a too active mind, right? So sensual desire means like craving. Evil means hatred. Sloth and torpor means sleepy mind. So when just now when you feel sleepy, you might feel lazy, so it's sloth and torpor. Restlessness and worry is kind of like active, but it's in the wrong way. Doubt is like unsure. Like when you sit down, you're unsure, am I practice rightly? Am I practice wrongly? Or is it Vipassana is good? How helpful it can be, the kind of doubts. Alright, so these are where hindrances. You should put aside all the hindrances. Then you should contemplate more on Nama Rupa, 5 aggregates. So we talk 5 aggregates one day. Tomorrow, this are 6 sense basis. You should increase the Bojjhanga. You can see Bojjhanga on the next pages and know the Four Noble Truth. Right? Okay. Okay, now important points of Vipassana. Now, if you want to progress, you need to practice also in your daily life. So keep the mindfulness continuous, right? When you go back, you'll be aware. Mindfulness means aware, very simple, right? So not be too much effort, not too relaxed. So effort and relaxation. And sometimes let things happen naturally, right? For example, you sit down, you feel itchiness, so you just observe the itchiness. Don't go and, okay, I want the itchiness to disappear. I don't want the body to be so hot, so cold. You just observe it. So simply observe what arises. Actually, what is Vipassana? It's just very easy. You do nothing but have mindfulness. To do nothing is actually very difficult. Even you do nothing, you might want to go planning about past and future, right? So stay balanced and equanimous. Don't expect, this is very important, don't expect any specific experiences. Because sometimes people make comparison. They say, last time I practiced Vipassana, I have good result. Now I practice Vipassana, I don't have good result. They compare, you know. They want to have the exactly experiences, what they had before. Is it possible to have it? Actually, sometimes yes, sometimes no, but don't expect. The moment you expect, you feel disappointed if you cannot get that. For example, when you sit down, you say, I want to have joy, I want to have a tranquility. So you sit down for 1 hour, 2 hours, it cannot come, then you feel disappointed, right? So don't get so attached to the past experiences. Let go like and dislike, especially the concept of I, all right? So this is important. So we just go for another paper. Okay, so it's very important. I want to talk about this before we finish. All right, so these two truths you should know about the world, right? One we call it Paramata Satya. Satya is truth, Paramata is ultimate truth. Another one is Sammuti Satya, conventional truth. Now, mind and matter as an object of Vipassana. So like just now what you do is the mind observe the body. Matter or lupa is the body. So mind observe the body, mind observe the matter. It's very simple. Mind observe the body, sometimes mind observe the mind. But ultimately what we have is this mind and body or mind matter. Okay? But when we go for conventional truth means they will say there's I, there's mind, there's man, there's woman, there's human, there's dog, there's cat, animal. So we cling it as my things, my things belong to me and so on. All these are due to the, we call it Sakaya Ditti, personality belief. Alright? So the more you practice Vipassana, you start to let go this I, because this I is a concept, right? That's a, we call it Panyati concept. So for example, you say, I'm here. Who is this I? I'm here. Who is I? He said, my father. Who is my father? He is just a Nama Rupa. I hope you're familiar with this term, Nama Rupa. Mind, body, or mind and matter. Okay? You see I here. So this I is Nama Rupa. And I or my, all these are just a concept. Now, what is concept? Concept, for example, how do you call this? Water bottle, right? But actually it's just a plastic and water. But when you put together, it has the shape, so we call it water bottle. Ultimately, in more true, it's just water and plastic, right? Now, for example, you see you're all using the table. What is table? A piece of wood and metal four leg, right? So if you take out the wood, there's only metal and wood. There's no more table. So table is a concept. Actually, we are living in the world of concept. For example, we say building. What is building? It's wall and roof, all right? But when things are put together in certain shape, then the idea of a building come to be. When you put the wood and the four metals, the idea of the table come to be. So also when you put the mind and body, nama and rupa, so you see the Pali word nama and rupa. You put the nama rupa together, then the idea of I, my things, my properties, my father, mother come to be. So you need to know these two truths according to Abhidhamma, right? So of course when you practice Vipassana, it's only nama rupa here. But when you talk to people, you need to practice metta. So when you practice metta, then the idea of my father, my mother, my son, my daughter, I radiating love to my father and mother. Because metta, which is a samatha practice, always focus on the idea of concept. Can follow so far? All right. So, but we need these two truths in our life. You cannot just say, I don't want, even you are Vipassana practitioner, we still have to know when do we emphasize on one truth, when do we emphasize on other truth. When we are liaising with people, we need to use concept or this conventional truth. But when we are ourselves as a meditator, we just take Nama Rupa as the meditation object, all right? Okay, I think that's enough. So if no question, we do sharing of merits.
I'm not very sure what is observing mind in the mind.
Observing?
Mind in the body, or body in the mind. What is the
Oh, like just now, the mind observe the body.
body? What is it?
Body cannot observe the body.
Or mind observe body?
Yes. Our body it cannot move by itself. Do you think your body can move by itself? I mean, honestly speaking, no? Do you think your body can move by itself? Most likely no, right? Unless the wind inside, the wind, if the wind is strong, it might cause some movement. But most of the time, our body will not move without the command from the mind. So mind control the body in a certain way that I was not saying we have 100%. Our mind will not have 100% control on the body, right? So the mind can control the body to a certain extent. So the mind observes the body will never observe the body because body is it does not have that kind of life like the mind. If the body can observe the body, then how about the corpse? What's the difference between a living person and somebody who passed away? Have you think about that? Somebody who passed away 1 minute ago and somebody who's still alive. What's the difference? The body is still the body, but the difference is the living person have mind. The person who passed away had no mind, you know. So if the body passed away, can still moving around. It's very scary, right? Vampire story, like yeah, ghosts or whatever. Okay, so without the mind, the body cannot move itself. That's why when you are doing, like just now, you are doing standing. Before you sit down, you need to observe the mind. There's a intention or command to the body. Intention to sit down, when I want to sit down, want to sit down, want to sit down, then slowly you sit down. So you observe the mind, give command to the body. Then the series of action. When series of action, the mind also the body sitting down, sitting down. So that's why in Vipassana we do things slowly. When you go for Vipassana retreat, you eat slowly, do things slowly, walk slowly, because it's to train the mind to be more mindful. Okay? How many of you go for retreat? 10 days? 5 days? Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. You try to do things slowly so your mind will be more stronger. Okay? Right. Yes? Mm. Yes, yes. Yeah, the body is a primary object, right? Yeah. Because why is the body is primary object? Because the reason is the feeling that will not come all the time. The mind also will not come all the time. But the body is there all the time as a basic, as a gross object. For example, if we say pain, itch, uncomfortable feeling, they are not there all the time. Unless you are sick, like if you have some physical problem, you might have pain 24 hours, but it's actually, they will not come all the time. So how can you just focus your mind on something not there all the time? Like wandering thoughts, thinking mind, it's not all the time. Like anger mind, are you angry all the time? No, right? So focus on neutral object. The body, the breathing is neutral, right? Or four great elements is also neutral. Or sitting, touching, standing, touching, all these are neutral objects. So the mind feel more comfortable rather than focus on pain, itch all the time. Alright? Okay. So we will do some sharing of merits. Do we have a chanting book here? No. Okay. We just do a sharing of merits because just these two enough. Okay, can. Alright, so put the hand together by the good merits of listening to Dhamma and practice Vipassana. We like to share our merits with all the departed ones and with all the departed ones and all beings.
Share merit with all beings. Imano punya bhagan sabha sadanandima. Imano punya bhagan sabha sadanandima. Imano punya bhagan sabha sadanandima. We share this merit with all sentient beings. May they obtain this merit and always be well and happy. Sharing our merit to the departed ones. Idano nyatina hodu sukhita hondu nyatayo. Idano nyatina hodu sukhita hondu nyatayo. Idano nyatina hodu sukhita hondu nyatayo. English version. Okay. Share the merits with devotees. Akasata cha bhumata devanaga mehitika punyanta anumoditawa jiran rakantu sasanam. May all beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and naga, dragon or mighty powers, having shared these merits, long protect the dispensation of the Buddha. Okay. Akasata cha bhumata devanaga mehitika punyanta anumoditawa jiran rakantu desanam. May all beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas, dragon of mighty powers, having shared these merits, long protect the teaching of the Buddha. Akasata cha bhumata devanaga mehitika punyanta anumoditawa jiran rakantu membranti. May all beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas, dragon of mighty powers, having shared these merits, long protect me and others. Okay, Patana aspiration. Atta imaya patibadaya jara maranama parimoche sami. Idame punyam asawakaya wahodu. Idame punyam nibbana sa Pajayo hotu Idam me silan Mega pala nyanasa Pajayo hotu. Or in English, indeed, by this mental training practice, I shall surely be free from aging, sickness, and death. By my merit, may I eradicate all defilements. May my merit be conducive to the attainment of Nirvana. May my observance of morality be a condition to attain path and truthful knowledge. Imina punya kamena mame bala samagamo sadan samagamo hotu yawa nibbana bhattiya. By this merit that I have acquired, may I never meet foolish, weak person. May I meet the wise and virtuous person, until I attain Nibbana, ultimate peace and happiness. Buddha sasanam chiran deitatu. Buddha sasanam chiran deitatu. Buddha sasanam chiran deitatu. May the Buddha's dispensation teaching last long in the world. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so tomorrow we continue with walking meditation. So please bring the paper. All of you got paper already, right? Okay, so online student, I will share the paper with you all also. Okay, so thank you. So